Greetings guys and gals, this is GooJiLa bringing you the best in esports. Today is February the 4th, I believe, and this is going to be StarCraft Brood War, the Shinhan Winners League. STX Seoul versus We Made Fox, set 5. It's all tied up 2-2. This matchup is actually played before February, I think, so it's a little bit late, but I wanted to cast it anyways, as it is GooJiLa aka Cal versus my man Baby. And somebody actually stole his name. Somebody's actually named Baby in StarCraft 2, which pisses me off. Like, why do you steal people's names? You know what? By the way, if you haven't watched the GSL, the Season 4, I believe, you might want to skip ahead for like 20 seconds. But, freaking Marine King Prime, aka Boxer, aka Foxer, lost 3-0 to I'm MVP. And you know what? He definitely deserves that, going to 2 finals and absolutely just being crushed in both of them because he stole Boxer's name. Why would you name yourself Boxer? Why on earth would you name yourself Boxer? It serves you right, Marine King Pro. Or, not Marine King Pro, Marine King Prime. Anyways, Cal's going to be spawning at the 2:30 position, 2 o'clock position, as the white Protoss player on Icarus, and at the 5 o'clock position, we have... I hate that. I hate the colors. Why do you do that color? That's stupid. Make it a color that's not even a color. It's like a poop. It's poop colored Terran player Baby at the 5 o'clock position. Looks like we have no cheese going on for either player, and the reason I like casting these type of games is because it's not a Flash, not a Bisu, not a Fantasy or a Jaedong or anything like that. I mean, Cal is very good Protoss player. It's not a Stork, but they're both like almost to the highest tier level of play, and they're just kind of right there. Very top players. Very good players. Both Cal and Baby. Gateway morphing in, and it looks like Baby's going to go and try to choke off that forward position, which is really super common for Terran players to do on this map. Obviously, we see that supply depot right under that command center, cybernetics core going up for Cal. And why players change their names after they're known so well as one name? Maybe he wasn't known so well as Cal in the Korean scene, but we are probably going to see a 1rax into CC for Baby, and that's exactly what we do, as we did not see that gas early on. I'm assuming there's going to be a supply depot that's going to be built, and that's very standard timing. The probe is going to see everything that's going on, and he's going to be able to react accordingly. Now getting his refinery is Baby. But yeah, changing his name to GooJiLa after Cal, after everyone knew him as Cal, I don't understand why you change your name like that. It just makes it confusing, and honestly, I don't really like it. And wow, the Observer, just absolute perfect timing on that Dragoon range. Freaking awesome, man. First Marine is now out for Baby, so he's going to be able to deter that probe. And honestly, that probe is probably going to come back to do some damage with this Zealot. There is only one Marine out at the time, so if he's able to pick this off, that's going to be absolutely huge. He's probably going to be able to pick off this SCV, but no! Good micro by Baby, just saving it 2 hit points. 2 hit points on it. So very nice job by Baby with his micro, trying to do some more damage is Cal, but might not be able to do so, and Bunker going up at the front for Baby just for some added defense. So he's definitely going to be able to loses the SCV, just as I was saying that he's definitely going to be able to defend against this. There's 3 Marines out, 1 Dragoon's coming in as well. Here comes the Zealot, very low on health. The Zealot's probably going to get picked off. The Zealot does die. The probe dies as well, I believe. 1 SCV gets picked off. The Dragoon might be able to pick off this Marine, is able to do so, and Dragoon range has not been upgraded yet, unfortunately. But once it is, he's going to be able to do some damage on the front of that Bunker. SCV Scout getting in the base of GooJiLa, my man GooJiLa. And you guys probably like me to say Cal more, or call him Cal more, so I'll just call him Cal for now on. Nexus going down at the natural for my man Cal. And SCV Scout still in the base, going to see that there is only 1 gateway, and so he's pretty much okay from any type of early pressure. Don't know if he saw the Nexus being put down, but he could really assume so. The only other thing that he could assume is that there's some type of proxy or possibly cheese. Although if there was a proxy, he probably would have pushed in a little bit earlier. So probably can just assume that the Nexus is there if he did not scout it already. Not entirely sure if he saw that go down. 2 Dragoons at the front for Cal, and you know, it's so common play. We're just gonna see him rail on that bunker until the siege tank comes out. And honestly, who was it? Somebody came in. I think it might have been Stork. I think it was the OSL finals. Stork came in and picked off Fantasy's tank with his Dragoons, which was awesome, absolutely epic, and so it really kind of got him ahead in the game. Unfortunately, Fantasy was able to come back and win, but I think that more players should do that. I think more players should think about sniping the tanks, or you know, stuff like that. And the reason, somebody asked the reason why they don't attack the SCVs is, one, the SCVs have too many hit points, not really economically sound to do so, and two, because if they micro badly enough, you see how all the SCVs are on the southern side of that bunker. If they go a little bit closer, they're going to be in range of those Marines, which is going to be really bad for them. Here comes Cal with his Dragoons, going to be able to pick off the tank, does pick off the tank, he's going to be able to retreat and put on more pressure on this bunker. Exactly what I was saying, man. And now we're going to have to wait for the second siege tank. Cal just playing absolutely awesome, and just as I was saying, you know what, he should go pick up that siege tank, he listened to me. He freaking listened to me, man. He just, like, somehow with, like, telepathic abilities, back in time, obviously, because this isn't live, but he listened to me. And so now we have 4 SCVs on that bunker. Finally a tank gets sieged up to do some damage, and that tank actually was sieged up pretty far back. It surprises me a lot of the times how far siege tanks can actually fire. And you know, the pro gamers know just so well the limitations of their units, and it's freaking amazing how they know all that type of stuff. We do see a robotics as well as an observatory and a robotic support, I believe, so we're going to see some Reavers in the near future, probably some Reaver drops in the back of the base. Armory going down for Baby, so he's definitely going to think about going for a more mech type game rather than the goofy medic marine tanks that we've been seeing lately from some Terran players. A shuttle is out as well as an observer, so he did go for an observer before shuttle Reaver, which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, he did delay he did attack longer than you usually do as a Protoss player, and so I really think he could have gone for the shuttle and the Reaver before the observer, but just wants to be extra safe, doesn't want to lose this match. This is a really pivotal match as it is tied up 2-2, starport going down as well as 2 more factories for Baby. And in all aspects of the game, I think that Cal is quite a bit better than Baby. Baby actually super prodigy, like started the Pro League or something when he was 15 maybe? Maybe it's 15, maybe. I don't think it was 13. It's either 15 or 13, and I'm almost positive it's 15. But yeah, even when he was like 13, he was called a prodigy, so very, very good player, although I don't really think he's up to Cal's caliber in well, he's not up to Cal's caliber in terms of experience, but also in terms of just simple mechanics and playing. The Reaver able to pick off the SCV, creating that starport, it looks like, but the starport does finish in time. This bunker might go down, that could be absolutely terrible. Oh gosh, 2 Dragoons dying to that tank, just huge tank shot right there. We see the first Goliath come out, that shuttle has retreated, and Cal meanwhile has picked up his 3rd at that 4 o'clock position. Scan going down, might be able to pick off this observer, not able to. The observer barely gets away with his life, and it looks like we see charm boosters being researched by Baby, but it looks like he's not going to go for any type of vulture play until a little bit later, or not even at all, which is really interesting. I think that vultures are definitely a good thing to get, just simply for mines. It really kind of delays pushes, but Goliaths are good too. He's going to be able to deter drops. He's going to be able to kind of get the jump on any type of late game tech like arbiters or carriers that observer does get picked off. But I think that Cal's in a very, very good position. He's gone pretty much unharassed this entire time, and the Terran players played super defensively, which you're going to say, yeah, that's standard for PvT or Terran in general. The Terran usually just turtles up, but it definitely takes an economic toll on you, even though the Terran player can be at 2 bases to the Protoss' 3. Another observer getting picked off, man. Come on, Cal. Come on, Cal, getting +1. as well as his Citadel of a Dune. So probably going to go for something like Templar and Speedlots now. He does have speed for his shuttles, and he's coming in for a hot attack here. Might get the shuttles picked off, though. Needs to be very, very careful. One of the shuttles go down. I think that they all unloaded all their stuff, so something just blew up from those shuttles. Two Reavers still in the base, and the Scarab, I believe, done it on those SCVs. He needs to be very, very careful of that siege tank, though. That could be absolutely terrible. Unseizing the siege tank at the absolute wrong time. Both Reavers get hits off and doing absolute epic shuttle micro with those Reavers, but epic fail of the Reaver. Cal. Don't lose the shuttle. Don't lose the shuttle. Barely able to get the Reaver out just in time, but the siege tank is able to pick it off, and can't really tell what that did. Honestly, I can't tell you exactly what that did, because he did lose 2 Reavers and all of his units in that shuttle and both shuttles. He did some economic damage, stopped mining at the main for quite some time, picked off some units, but I don't really know. I don't know who that exchange was in favor of. Getting another observer picked off. That's like his 3rd observer that he's got picked off in this game. And now Cal is just going to have to kind of macro up. Meanwhile, though, he did pick up that top right base, so that's going to be very, very good. At 4 bases to 2, Baby is building his command center inside of his base, so he's going to be at 3 bases in the near future. But there is a pylon there, so that's going to be a little bit of annoying, and Cal's going to know when he's expanding. And another pylon, just really good pylon placement, actually, by my man Cal. But now we see the vultures coming out. And maybe that exchange favored Cal just because he's able to get up that expansion. He's going to be at 4 bases to 2, as I said before, which is just going to be so good for the Protest player. He does have very good Dragoon placement, you know, for any type of drops, as there are dropships out now, and he knows that. But at the same time, his forces are spread in, and so if Baby really wanted to go for an all-in attack at the front, it would be close. He does have a significant amount of Dragoons right there, but it would definitely be close, and he needs to make sure that when he moves out his forces, they don't all run into those mines. That would be absolutely terrible. Terrible. And look at that Vulture Spider-Man icon. Well, it went away now, but I've always wondered, it doesn't even look like a spider, or it doesn't look like anything. Vulture's coming in, they're going to be able to harass these probes that are transferring, and oh man, that's painful to watch. Only about 5 or 6 probes make it. Able to pick off tons of probes. Needs to be very, very careful about these mines, though, man. Needs to be super careful. Here comes the speed shuttle. You can just see how that shuttle outraces, I guess, the dropship there. Observer coming in for some detection. And what's in that shuttle? What is in that shuttle? No one really knows. What's in that shuttle? Zealots in that shuttle. Going for Zealots attacking that siege tank. This is going to get cleaned up really super easy. But a drop going on in the main. Speedlots coming in to reinforce against these vultures, man. I think that Baby could have possibly saved these vultures and possibly could have saved this dropship, but he's not really paying attention to it. He's paying attention to the front of his base, trying to expand at the same time at that bottom left position. Just mass speedlots coming out for Cal here, and he's really kind of saving gas. The reason why he's probably building so many speedlots is, 1, they're really good against tanks, and 2, he's probably saving up for he's probably saving his gas for Templar and Storm and stuff like that. He's going to need to do something about these mines, though, in the middle of the map, because his forces are going to be absolutely destroyed if he tries to move in here. And there's a very, very good siege line behind it, but it looks like Cal's like, screw it, I'm going to go in anyways, man. And he's coming in for the offensive. Speedlots rushing in, attacking at the left position as well with a few forces. Might be able to break this siege line. Defense matrix going on one of the tanks. The science vessel might get picked off. Here come the Dragoons. Here come more Speedlots coming into the race. And I think that Cal is just going to be able to overpower Baby. Unfortunately for Baby, 5 more Zealots coming in, and that might be enough. I think that Baby is going to GG pretty soon. He just does not have the forces to defend against this attack. Cal doing very, very well, macroing and microing at the same time, which is pretty much the basics of StarCraft. Doing a very, very nice job. He needs to kill those siege tanks on that ridge, though. Needs some spotting with an observer or something. Gonna have to back up for the time being, but doing enough damage to where Baby is definitely going to be nervous. Definitely going to be nervous. He's sending his forces to the bottom left, and so Baby's still at 2 bases, and Cal is just expanding like crazy. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. He's going to be at 5 bases in the very near future, macroing up like a madman, and not really rallying his units either, which is kind of interesting. You saw some of those zealots were just right outside the gateway. That Nexus is done, and 5 bases to 2, man. Terran, you guys can turtle up, but not that much. And thumbs up to Cal because he went Arbiters instead of freaking Carriers, man. Love that play, love that play, love that play. Here comes some Vultures, gonna be able to take down these last 2 Dragoons, setting down some mines, but not really gonna matter too much. Here comes Cal with just more units. Really good mine placement there, not too close to the siege tanks where Cal could do stuff like zealot bombs or zealot drops or anything like that, but still they're a little bit far, a little tiny bit far. Here comes SCVs going to that bottom left base, it looks like, transferring to try to get his economy up and rolling, but really just not enough forces for Baby, in my opinion, but needs to be careful about. Oh, the shuttle gets picked off. Don't know if it probably had Templar in it, is what I'm expecting, and those Templar just ate it. I believe he only got 1 out before that shuttle died, but here comes more forces from the right, or the Migi, if you speak Japanese, and I think this is going to be all she wrote. At the very least, he's going to be deterred, but he's going to be able to macro up so much faster. I think that Baby is probably almost mined out in his natural. He does have that bottom left base, but and he is taking the top left, so maybe not, but yeah, okay. I still think that he's definitely going to lose. He's just not reinforcing in the critical amount that he needs. This is a good timing push. Even though it's kind of in the later game, it's a timing push in the sense that Baby's just now getting up his bottom left base and taking up the top left base. He's just spent minerals on both of those command centers, really doesn't have enough minerals to reinforce, but Cal, you need to get a better position, man. You can't just attack on that bottom ridge, not have spotting for the top, and expect to win those type of battles. Just so many gateways pumping out, and rallying his units to that kind of choke point, which was very good. Going to be able to reinforce just 1 zealot doing absolute havoc in this bottom left base, just being super annoying, sending zealots to the top left as well. Baby's forced to cancel that expansion, loading up some more vultures and dropships. He's going to have to do some harassment of his own, but the observer definitely sees this and is going to know what's coming. Cal, honestly, if I was him, I would just kind of macro up a force, not really going with a small force, but it might work anyways. Here he comes, Speedlots in the mix as well as Dragoons. Doesn't really have any Templar. I think he's might be gas starved, but I have no idea. And Ty, aka Baby, is the loser. GG's. And Cal is able to pull it out for his team. So STX Seoul up 3-2 on We Made Fox. Probably not going to cast the rest of this since it is a little bit older. But I just, I like Cal, aka GooJiLa, and I also like Ty, aka Baby. Anyways, for me, that's going to be it probably. Please like this, please subscribe if you like my commentaries, and comment below. Remember, I always like talking StarCraft or StarCraft 2 with you guys. Lates.